One, I just love the Queen, so I love just seeing her little face. Is that wrong? Was that just a fairy tale? Maybe. So cute. I die a little bit. It's The American Christmas is what was kind of sold to me as like the Christmas. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, I am Yvette and I moved to the UK in May this year, which means this is my first ever real Christmas, my first ever British Christmas, my first ever cold Christmas, my first ever authentic traditional Christmas, and I'm so excited. I've never had a proper Christmas before, so growing up in Australia, you obviously have a hot Christmas because it's summer. So I'm excited to get into all of the proper festivities because I've grown up watching American movies and British movies where it's all like, you know, Christmas is all cold related, you know, snow, jumpers, etc. What I think is interesting is that British and Australia culture is quite close, but there is obviously a few differences, and same with American and British culture is also a bit close but also a bit different, and with Christmas it's a weird meld because like I said, we have the hot Christmas, but then we also have some British traditions that we take as well, so it's kind of like this weird combination. And then America has its own version of Christmas, that doesn't do it the British way, so I thought I'd like to do a video just comparing the three because I want to include American because one, I have a few Americans that watch me, but also being Australian, I grew up with American entertainment, so it was like, you know, Home Alone, Santa Claus, all that was like American. The American Christmas is what was kind of sold to me as like the Christmas, so I want to go through all the British traditions that will confuse either Americans or see if how they fit into the Australian Christmas as well, so we'll jump into it. The number one on the list is crackers. Now, see, this is one of the ones where despite England and America having the same climate, Australia had crackers, so Christmas crackers for the Americans. I'll put a picture up. Hey, like when you explain it, it sounds insane, but it's basically a toilet roll, cardboard, filled with a joke, a hat, and some sort of stupid toy that you never really keep. And there's a piece of cardboard that's stuck together with gunpowder, and when you pull it, it pops or cracks. So you fight, or you get one end each and you pull it, and then whoever gets the middle bit is the winner. Then you all put on the awful crowns and then do awful jokes to each other. Interestingly was that I read a study that was saying that having bad jokes in Christmas crackers actually improved the well-being of everyone in the room, because being able to connect over like something you dislike is actually better than everyone agreeing on something, or something to that effect. I can't remember. There's some psychology as to why they're bad jokes, but yes, number one is definitely Christmas crackers. Number two is mince pies. This one goes for both sides because Australia doesn't really have them, and US, I don't think you have them because they only have pies like well, I guess it is kind of sweet. I haven't actually ever had a mince pie, because when I say mince pie, I think like mince meat pie, because that's what our like national food is. However, the British traditional mince pie is pastry, and then it has, I think, fruit inside, not actually meat, and obviously I don't eat meat, so I haven't had them before thinking it was meat. I was thinking of doing a taste test video for all the Christmas foods that I've never had before, so tell me in the comments if you think that's a good idea. But yes, mince meat pies, America, I don't think they have them. I'm not too sure what an American dinner is other than like I know they're Thanksgiving foods, but I'm not sure if that's just like repeated for Christmas or if they have their own independent Christmas foods. But yeah, mince pies. Wassail, which I don't know if I'm saying that right, it's Wassail, which is basically a fancy way of saying mulled wine. I only one Christmas with my friends, which once again, it was hot. So mulled wine is basically just like hot wine. Never had it properly. Our friends tried to make our own version, which it was nice, but I don't know if it was right. One year, just because we wanted to experience like a real Christmas. It's very pathetic, really. So I'm looking forward to having mulled wine when you're like cold looking around a Christmas market, because that seems like the perfect environment to have something nice and hot, because hot wine in 35 degrees in summer is not amazing for us. So yeah, so I'm pretty keen to try that. As far as I'm aware, America doesn't have it either. They have eggnog. That seems to be the thing in the films anyway. Americans, correct me. Or they'll put, what is it, brandy or bourbon or something into the eggnog and make it a bit more exciting with some alcohol. But yeah, the mulled wine seems to be a very European Christmas market thing, and I'm excited to try it. If there's, all I know is like mulled wine. I don't know if there's types or flavors. You tell me below what I should try for my first one. The next one is a very British dish. It is a Christmas pudding. Now, I think I may have had some of this once in Australia, and it's basically just a boiled fruit cake. It's like a pound cake. It's quite dense. I think there's alcohol in it too. Don't believe I liked it when I tried it. However, one, it probably was not a good quality one, and two, in my experience in Australia, you kind of buy it to put on the table because it's Christmas, but no one really eats it because it doesn't go with any of the actual foods you are eating. Because in Australia, you would have a seafood lunch, and that's instead of like a roast Sunday dinner kind of food, you have a seafood lunch. So you can imagine a Christmas pudding doesn't fit into that seafood flavor profile. So it's normally there as like more of a decoration, but I haven't tried it. Maybe I will. It doesn't look amazing if I'm honest, but if I'm going all out, why not? Personally, I don't know if Americans try this, but I would gather it's got not enough sugar in it for them. One big difference between the UK and Australia and the US is that the UK calls Santa Father Christmas. We call him Santa. I think America calls him Santa Claus because classic Australians shortening everything. And here they say Father Christmas, and I think Father Christmas, one, the kids here are so cute when they're like Father Christmas. It's so cute. I die a little bit. It's compared to like a bogan being like Santa Claus or something awful. It's like, I don't know. British kids are so much cuter, particularly when they're saying Father Christmas. I don't know. I like the term Father Christmas. Father Christmas feels more festive because it's more a mascot for the holiday, whereas Santa Claus, as we all know, when you think of traditional Santa Claus, was created by Coca-Cola. He kind of seems more like a Mickey Mouse character in his own right, rather than like a part of something bigger. And Father Christmas, this is me well overthinking something. But yeah, point is, they say Father Christmas here, and that's great. Oh, someone said, another one is that they say Merry Crimbo. Someone said this the other day and I got so confused. You think in Australia would say Crimbo, we don't. It sounds super Australian, like dungarees. We don't say dungarees, but it sounds super Aussie. So they'll say Merry Crimbo instead of Merry Christmas. I think it might be a northern thing. I'm not too sure, you can tell me below, but yeah, it's super fun, I like it. Crimbo. Personally, I'm more of a Father Christmas person, but I like Merry Crimbo, is very cute. So there's something interesting in regards to the adverts on in the UK at Christmas time. In America, obviously the Super Bowl is quite a big deal, and then the advertising for those goes quite high, and like you pay a lot of money to get, because it's multiple eyes. The closest equivalent to that here is the John Lewis advert. The John Lewis Christmas advert basically marks the start of Christmas, and they do a big long like storytelling ad on TV, and then they also have like their own windows in town that are like decorated in the story of John Lewis. But it changes every year, and it's like everyone looks forward to it and looks it up, and it gets like 8 million views like the day it comes out. It's crazy. But yes, so that's as close as I can equate it, but it's all Christmas related. We don't have anything similar to that at all in Australia, at all, because it's not really Christmas. I don't think there's anything, tell me if I'm wrong, but in the US, I would love to do a Christmas there one year and just trial it out and see if it actually is like the films. Boxing Day, next one is Boxing Day, is the thing that confuses Americans the most when I talk to them. We have it in Australia, and we have it in the UK. So Boxing Day is basically a public holiday after Christmas. It's really, I'm so used to it that it's quite weird for me that Americans don't have it. Boxing Day is just a day off. There's no boxing. I thought it was, prepare me to be like well educated in the comments, I was under the impression that Boxing Day was like, Christmas Day was like for the well-off families, because they would have their big tree, and then they had their big dinner that's obviously provided by servants, and then the servants would have Boxing Day where the owners would give them presents basically in boxes, rather than like wrapped. Is that wrong? Was that just a fairy tale? Maybe, but it's a nice story. So that's where I think Boxing Day comes from. It's kind of similar to Black Friday. In America, they have Black Friday for their big sales. In Australia, anyway, they have big Boxing Day sales, I don't know if the UK does it, but I'm like gonna be online just like ready to shop, because I'm not going into a store because that seems way too intense. I'm not ready to fight someone over a discount. Like, I'm willing to pay an extra £5 if it means I don't have to be in a mosh pit. No thank you. But online, I love a bargain. In the sanctity of my own home, I'll take it. My last one is the royal broadcast. The royal broadcast is the Queen does a television live broadcast to the UK, where she sits down and just kind of reflects on the year before. I think I've not seen one. I might see it this year, I might be traveling, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not too sure what people feel about it, or if it's like something people look forward to. I think maybe older people enjoy it. I don't know if many young people care too much, but I think it's quite nice I think she's definitely the first monarch to ever have done it, just because technologically it's the first one possible. But I think it's one, I just love the Queen, so I love just seeing her little face. I'm watching The Crown at the moment. It's very good stuff. It's a good show. Recommend The Crown. I think it's at 3 o'clock on Christmas. She comes on, is it on every channel? Probably just the BBC. And she just kind of talks about the year that's come and what she's grateful for, and she does it in this like really ostentatious lounge room. And I think it was last year I saw a clip online, and she had a fireplace, and it was just like filled with like bouquets, and you're like, so this year will be very interesting because of obviously they've had Meghan Markle had a baby, and then also the whole Epstein, Prince Andrew. They probably won't talk about it. Knowing the Queen, she'll just like brush right over it, which is, look, it's Christmas, we're here to have a good time, let's not discuss it. But yes, I'm excited to see it this year. I think that's when you're like officially experiencing British culture, when you're watching the Queen's address on TV. Tell me in the comments below if I missed anything, if you have anything that's like uniquely British about Christmas that confuses Australians or Americans. Give a video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and then I'll know to make more like this. And really hit subscribe so I can see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.